Miss Patel, Desai, and Mitra of Marlborough Memorial Middle School are proud to say that they are perfectly normal. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Monarch Experience Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ancona, and here at the Monarch Experience Podcast, we are giving students the platform to voice their opinions about what matters most to them. And today, what matters most is Harry Potter, of course. I have three incredible students that I cannot wait for you to hear their takes on their favorite Harry Potter movies, to talk about their favorite characters, most controversial storylines, and many, many more things that we'll chat about throughout this time today. But before we get there, we do have a couple of quick reminders. We've got the logo design contest that is coming to a very close end. So if you are a graphic designer, a non-graphic designer, make sure that you get your logo submissions sent over to Mr. Ancona. You know who I am. You can easily just send me an email with your submission so that we get you the opportunity to have your design officially be the now and forever. This isn't a short-term thing, people. We're looking at a new logo forever. That was intense. Forever. And not just that, this logo is going to be seen 20 countries, over 30 states within the country. So anytime somebody downloads this on Spotify or iTunes or Google Podcasts or Stitcher or Breaker, they're going to see your design. What a resume builder that could be. And not to mention, this is something that you will see all across the building as well. We're replacing all the old stickers. We're going to archive Chloe Lee's OG design. We're going to create the Monarch Experience Hall of Fame, in which we will hang that prominently in the Hall of Fame. We're going to create all of this. But before we do any of that, I have to introduce you to three incredible students. We've got Jasmine. Jasmine, say hello.
Hello.
We've got Shreena. Shreena, say hi.
Hey, how are y'all?
Oh, she's asking how you're doing. Let's take a second for our listeners to reply. Great. How crazy do they sound if they're walking their dog with their headphones on listening to this podcast? And they're like, I'm doing great. Thank you, Shreena. It's nice to finally meet you. We won't judge.
Nice to meet you too.
And neither will their neighbors. And of course, Rianna, say hello to our listeners.
Hello.
I love it. Such enthusiastic hellos. So before we get into any of the many, many pages, so I have to make sure that while we are on record, and have to make sure that I give the three of you props, because there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on when we're recording a podcast. There's a lot of prep that goes into it. People who listen to this and think that we just hit record and we just ramble. No. The three of these young ladies did such an incredible job. And I'm gonna fill everyone in as to why the onus was on them. But they set up how many pages? 8 pages of pre-planning that we did here, setting up the categories. I just sent them the Star Wars episode and said, we can use this as a template and you go from there. And Jasmine, Rianna, and Shreena just took the lead and completely commandeered this thing. Good vocabulary right there from the English teacher. And organized everywhere we're going here. So love when this happens. This happened last year when we recorded the episode on K-pop, which was so nice. I remember Alice was like, I'll take care of it. And I was like, good, because I know nothing about K-pop. And very similar here. We got the same thing going on. We have 3 incredible students that are so passionate about Harry Potter. And yes, I did say 3, because there is a 4th dude, or there is a dude in the room, and he has a confession to make.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know. I need to drop in some music. Well, for people, for my students that know me, this may not be too much of a surprise. But for listeners that are like, who are you? I'm your friendly podcast host. How do I say this? How do I say this where do not destroy my own credibility.
Where you don't
Entirely.
destroy friendships.
And I don't destroy friendships, yeah. I've never seen any of the Harry Potter movies.
You don't say.
What a shame!
They're shaming me. They're shaming me.
Disgrace.
Next, you have to just wag your finger in disapproval also. That had way too much sass. That was not like the shameful. You can't see this, but for our listeners, Shreena gave me a lot more of like the, oh no, you didn't, which I guess works. She's so appalled by this. I've also never read any of the books.
Oh my
gosh.
My
Double
heart.
shame.
My heart.
Oh my god.
Okay, actually, let me clarify. I did read the first one. My first year of teaching, I had a student who was a Janine. Fantastic kid. And she was so appalled, like all of you, and like all of our listeners right now, probably throwing their headphones onto the ground and kicking them, thinking it's my bald head. She bought me the first Harry Potter, and she was like, you need to watch, you need to read
The
it.
first one is the worst.
Oh, that's a really good student.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
first-
know, right? I know.
Mr. Stone is low key not that great.
Yeah.
Who is
Yeah,
the first one?
I'll agree with
Harry Potter is
Rianna
the
right
worst.
there.
So I told her, I was like, listen, I don't have time to read. I just don't have an interest in Harry Potter. I never did. When it first came out, I think
my
I was
God.
I never was into wizards and wizardry and like anything to do with that. I totally just like, again, lost all credibility and mocked the entire Harry Potter universe.
Let
Not
me tell you,
intentionally.
I never had interest in Star Wars. So
Ooh, all right. Yeah, it's, some
Ew,
people,
Star
there's, like,
Wars.
there's certain things like Star Wars, people are just like space,
Ugh.
no interest. There are
Gross.
other, and like same thing with Harry Potter. They're like wizards,
no, I
No
love
interest.
space. It's just Star Wars is just not my cup of tea.
Star
Yeah,
Wars
I hear
is
you.
disgusting. Okay, Star Trek is
It's so
much better.
overrated.
Well, so for me, I either was too old, I think, when Harry Potter was coming out. It just wasn't my thing. I wasn't into wizardry or anything like that. So yeah, I read the first one. I've seen the first movie. I enjoyed it. I thought the first one was good. It took me on some nice twists and turns, but I never had. I even was trying. I was telling you, I tried to like sit down and find the time, and I told my wife. My wife is a diehard Harry Potter fan.
Yes,
Yes.
we stand your
Yeah.
Yes, thank
we
you.
stand your wife.
Yeah.
Respect.
So, but the thing is, I was like, hey, listen, I was like, I'll sit down. Will you watch the other 9 Harry Potter movies with me
There isn't even
within like a
9.
week? And she was like, oh my God, yes, I'll do that. And then when I was like, hey, do you want to watch it tonight? Like, let's sit down. We'll put it on. She's like, yeah, sure. She's like, but just so you know, the second one is about 3 hours. And I immediately was like, nope, I don't have time for that. Sorry. Sorry. My preemptive apology.
Bro, it's
So
so
what was
worth
your
it.
first?
It's so worth it.
I can tell you that by the time this conversation ends, your passion is probably going to infiltrate my pighead stubbornness, and I will probably end up watching them slowly. It just might take me about 15 years. So, but for you 3, where did your fandom begin? Talk us through this journey of where you first got exposed to Harry Potter and how you fell in love with it.
Well, first of all, I have an older sister, and she's obviously read Harry Potter. So she was like, you have to read it. And then, like, when I started reading it, it was also, like, the hot topic of our school and our grade. Like, everyone was reading it because obviously none of us were born when it actually came out, but suddenly it was
Yeah.
really popular. And I'm like, I got to read this. And I just fell in love with it.
Love
Okay,
it.
Yeah, so for me, my family doesn't actually like Harry Potter, and they think my
Yeah.
attraction to
Oh
it,
my, me
like-
too.
my obsession with it is annoying, I guess. But like, so in 3rd grade, I had this teacher who like loved Harry Potter, like was obsessed, okay? And there was a bunch of people too that always read it, and there's a bunch of memes and like references, and I was like, okay, I should read it. And I didn't really like wizards either at the time, or magic, or reading. But like,
Yeah, that it was me. I had no obsession of reading. Like, I hated books. I even like didn't want
That-
to read Harry Potter because I'm like, no,
That's-
this is
that
like
is-
all just like fiction, fairy tales, like all princesses and stuff. I didn't want to read it. I really.
I love it. I love that Shreena's like, is reading. What losers are reading? I do as a lover of books, and also as an English teacher, obviously too. I was a lover of books long before I was an English teacher. I have to respect and give so much credit to J.K. Rowling for being able to create this love of reading for people, Shreena, like yourself, who just had no interest in reading ever. So I think that is a beautiful thing. And as much as I will, in private, to my wife, make fun of her love for Harry Potter.
Oh my!
Not on this podcast, though. I won't do it here. I do love and respect that she opened the doors for people who thought reading was not for them and gave them that passion. Rianna, where did you first get interested into the world of Harry Potter?
So my story is kind of similar to Jasmine's. When I was in 3rd grade, I had this really young teacher. I think she was like 20 years old. And it was her 2nd year of teaching as a whole, okay? And the first book she read to us was The Sorcerer's Stone. And I was like so like entranced in like the book, like the plot and the storyline. But then as I grew older, like in 4th grade, I kind of was just like, I don't like that anymore. Like, I'm too grown up for that. and then in 5th grade when quarantine hit, I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, everything is so boring now. I can't go outside. So then I had all the Harry Potter books back when I was from 3rd grade because I bought them in a bundle, and I just started reading them over and over again. And then I was like, whoa, these are actually really cool. So now I've brought myself into this mess of just being a Harry Potter stan. So.
I love it. Look at that. Quarantine is allowing us to like jump back into things that maybe we weren't always into. Go ahead.
I haven't read a singular book in quarantine.
Not a single one?
No.
That's because you hate reading books, and that's
no, that is not true. I like reading. I didn't like it before I read Harry Potter. But like, I guess when I started reading Harry Potter, it got me into like fantasy. And I like reading, but I just haven't read during quarantine, except if it's for school.
Yeah, I get that.
It's not like I didn't read at all before Harry Potter. Like, I read, like, there was, like, my fair share of books that, like, I'm, like, a very picky reader. On my other hand, my sister's, like, a bookworm. She'll, like, read a magazine, and I can't deal with magazines.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on magazines.
Who's reading magazines in 2021?
I know, right? So,
Tell her there's this wonderful thing called the internet.
Yeah, she like if I bring a book from the library, she'll just pick it up and read it. But like I wasn't like that. I was really picky about my books. It was just like Harry Potter just wasn't my thing. Then my like sister made me read it, and she's like, "Read it, you gotta read it."
Well, Harry Potter is definitely a lot of people's things. So, and as we're gonna first start off by chatting, and we're gonna do just like the Star Wars episode. I want to be able to have you three rank from least favorite, worst, to most favorite. And obviously there is going to be plenty of conversation that will start from here. There's also probably going to be plenty of disagreement from our audience or even from internally within this room. I want to start off by just sharing Rotten Tomatoes. Not that that is the most credible website of all time, but today's episode is sponsored by Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, we're just forcefully trying to gain sponsors. So courtesy of our sponsor, Rotten Tomatoes, from worst, not including the spinoffs, worst to best. The worst on Rotten Tomatoes, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, 77%. But I mean, look at that. That's the worst. And it's got 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty incredible. Next up, from worst to best, is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 77%. Next is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, 81%. Right? I know you guys were kind of like, yeah, it's not the best. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yes.
82%.
Yes.
No. I love Chambers.
Oh my gosh. Weirdo.
No. Big fat no.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, 84%.
No, okay.
Here's where it starts getting very interesting from like a fandom perspective. Goblet of Fire, 88%. Now we're working our way to the top. Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, I butchered that. Azkaban.
Azkaban.
90%.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And then
yes.
check this out. What the only one left is Deathly Hallows Part 2. 96%.
Whoa.
That's a man. That's
Whoa.
like
That's a
That was
huge.
so
I
sad.
mean,
that movie.
that's a grade. That's a grade that
yeah.
mom could be proud of with 96%. Ooh, put that on the fridge right there.
I know.
96%.
Yeah, just like
Woo.
gotta watch it now.
Right? I should just start with that one, right? Work my way backwards.
And
Nothing will make sense. I'll be like, what? He was like 8 years old in the first one. Why is this dude like 29 now? What's going on?
Right?
So talk to me. Jasmine,
Yeah.
we'll start with you. Least favorite to most favorite.
So I hate the Half-Blood Prince. Like, there was absolutely no action, no Voldemort. I hated it. Oh my god, it sucked. Anyways, then is the Chamber of Secrets and the Sorcerer's Stone, because I just don't like the first parts of like movies and books. And then I have Order of the Phoenix, Goblet of Fire, both of the Deathly Hallows, and then my absolute favorite is The Prisoner of Azkaban because my favorite characters are introduced in it.
Ooh. All right. Well, I'm sure we will get to that later. Rianna,
Okay.
your least favorite.
My least favorite is Goblet of Fire. And then it's Chamber of Secrets, Order of the Phoenix, Sorcerer's Stone, Deathly Hallows 1 and 2, Prisoner of Azkaban, and the Half-Blood Prince. The Half-Blood Prince is my favorite, and nobody could tell me otherwise. No.
Oh my god. Ew.
Well, so what
I'm
I
gonna have to
notice
stick
is
with Rihanna on that.
what I notice is Rianna and Jasmine, you both have Goblet of Fire, which is a awesome title for anything. It sounds like a great title. I'm thinking because sounds similar to a Metallica song title, which is Halo of
Listen to
Fire.
Metallica.
So maybe that's why. Goblet of Fire. I like
Oh
it.
my god,
Of course
wait.
I listen to
Jasmine is
Metallica.
literally like
So
so happy.
what do I look
You
like?
look
What,
like a
Taylor Swift
country
kind of guy?
Bad vibe.
Hey, we don't judge.
Actually, I am a Taylor Swift guy, and I do love
Oh my God.
country. So
I-
I'll put all that out there.
We
Hey,
all
you
have,
do you.
we all-
Like,
all three of
Yeah,
us-
exactly.
All three of us.
I'm sitting up with my snakeskin cowboy boots on the desk, going, no Harry Potter in these neck of the woods. I noticed that both of you ranked Goblet of Fire pretty low, and you both had Prisoner of
Yes.
Azkaban pretty high. Shreena, least
So-
favorite to most favorite.
My least favorite is probably the Sorcerer's Stone because I feel like Harry Potter is just so young that like it's just there's no type of action at all. Like, and I don't even remember the story, so I didn't really like it. And then the Goblet of Fire, the Order of the Phoenix, both Deathly Hallows, Chamber of Secrets, the Half-Blood Prince,
Nice.
and Prisoner of Azkaban was my favorite.
Good.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Like the events in Prisoner of Azkaban were so cool, like with the time turning and like it was really cool.
So what I love here is that there's going to be so many people listening that are going to be like, yeah, I agree. And then there's going to be so many people, I'm sure, that are going to, well, they can't try to find you in the halls really anymore, but they're going to be like finding you on Classroom or like through email and being like, how could you not like the thumbs are going to be out texting you very soon, I imagine, once this episode drops. So you mentioned, Shreena, something you loved about Prisoner of Azkaban was the time aspect, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your favorite scene in the entire Harry Potter series? If you had to
I
choose.
probably had to say, like, in the Deathly Hallows Part 2, like, towards the end when, like, Harry is, like, leaving to give himself in to be, like, killed, which I think is absurd. Like, why would you do that? But he finds a resurrection stone and, like, he invites his, like, family back from the dead. And I feel like that scene is so empowering and very, like, intense because for the first time you get to see how Harry reacts and how he feels about losing all these people in the fight of saving him when he's about to die. The scene is, like, very sad, but also very suspenseful since everyone is there to support him. he even asks like an unusual question, like, does it hurt to die as a child? And that shows what Harry's really going through.
I think that's so well said, by the way, Shreena. But also, I think like Harry Potter, you mentioned with Sorcerer's Stone, like he's such a kid, and it kind of is a book for, I don't want to say kids, because I don't want to dismiss like that there's some really intense and really powerful themes that are happening within the series, and even I'm aware of that. But like him asking like, what's it like to die, and if it hurts, like all of that, like that's intense for kids that are growing up reading this, or kids like yourselves who are, I mean, you're not kids, right? You're young people, teens.
Okay.
That's some intense stuff to be exposed to, especially if you're someone who got into the books at a really young age and you're seeing these characters grow right before your eyes. Rianna, what's your favorite scene?
Okay, so my favorite scene is when Hermione punches Draco because it's so iconic and like it's so cool. Hermione is so cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, like you go, girl. You go.
What do you love about it?
and
That she
also,
stood up for herself?
I don't know, the look on Draco's face after, it was just like he looked so like sad. I was like, yes, be sad. You deserve it.
Like he got his. There was a moment in there where you were like, he looked just so sad, and he deserves to be sad. Jasmine.
Oh my god. Okay, so like in the end of the Order of the Phoenix, like, okay, so Sirius, right? Sirius gets knocked into the veil, which is like how he dies. Spoiler, I guess. Like it just shows like the power, it was so sad, and like it never fails to make me cry whenever I rewatch it. And he literally is my favorite Harry Potter character. So I also like the scene, like as soon as Sirius gets out of Azkaban, he has no information about James or Harry Potter and if they were alive or not. And like I can't imagine how relieved he was to see Harry, but like it also must have been heartbreaking to like see that Harry was scared of him and like scared that he was gonna die. So I like that scene too.
Yeah, and as Rianna said before, like about the scene where she punches Draco, I actually just remembered. Hermione even says, "You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach," and that's probably like my favorite part. Like I said it so many times after.
Yeah. Well, when you call someone a cockroach, I think that like there is nothing lower than that, right? Well, because like you said, like it breaks her character. Like she finally stands up for herself. I think that's when you get a depth of certain characters that when the characters are so good, so beloved, because they're not static. Not to sound like the English teacher here, but they're not static characters. There's an element of dynamicness to them. Dynamite.
I'd probably say my favorite line is in The Half-Blood Prince when Professor McGonagall questions Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ronald Weasley. She says, "Why is it that when something happens, it is always you three?" And then Ron replies back, "Believe me, Professor, I've been asking myself the same question for the past 6 years." And I think this line is so funny and iconic, and it really sums up the idea of the plot in like a sentence.
Jasmine, what's your favorite line?
My favorite line is Sorcerer's Stone when Harry first meets Draco, and Draco's like, "You'll soon find out that some wizarding families are much better than others, Potter. You don't want to go making friends with the wrong sort. I can help you there." And Harry just stares at him, and he's like, "I think I can tell who the wrong sort are for myself, thanks." And like, the line really shows how Harry acted throughout like the entire series, and I feel like it was one of the first character traits we saw from him that was displayed throughout the entire series, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Rianna, did you have a favorite line or favorite?
Okay, so in Deathly Hallows, Part 1, I think, at the end, it was when Snape's memories were revealed in like that basement thingy, and it showed. For literally like the whole entire series, I hated Snape with all my being. Okay, I wanted him to vanish from the face of the earth. He's not even on the earth though, but then it doesn't matter. Okay, and then the memories were revealed, and he worked as a double agent for Dumbledore. And I was like, I hated Snape for no reason. Like, now I feel bad. Like, what the heck, dude? And so I was really sad because Snape deserved better. Yeah.
Oh, no, he did not.
No.
Ooh.
Oh,
So Rihanna's all about a good like redemption story where she's like, you know what? I can forgive. Shreena and Jasmine are like, forgiveness.
No,
No
I'm
way.
not saying Snape can be forgiven, but I'm saying Snape
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 deserved
should
to
be
die.
hated. I'm not saying he could be forgiven, but he shouldn't be hated.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Dude.
yeah, he was being a meanie by like being weird with Harry. Like, why do you have to do that? Like, that's not his fault. It's not like his fault that like his father did some weird stuff with you and was a bully. That doesn't mean you go bullying the kid.
Even if he died as a hero, he literally bullied a student, a 15-year-old, because he didn't get the girl he wanted.
But that's what made it so interesting. That's what really brought to the readers that Snape is a bad person, and that like, big reveal at the end that he isn't. It was so shocking.
Yeah, it was. I just found like the plot interesting, like the turning point. You know?
Okay. Yes. Okay, some of his actions I guess are respectful, I guess. I don't know. Okay. But like he deserved to die. Even if he was like good, I guess. If that's what you're trying to say, like he deserved forgiveness. I don't think that he was a good character. Like the story did require him, but I still hate him.
That really added to the story. Like if Snape was a normal being like McGonagall, it wouldn't be as interesting because then you could tell that he wasn't working for who he must not be named. He really made it. He sold it. Like sold it. I didn't realize even after I read that scene where like he says that he's a good guy at the end where he reveals his memories. I was still in so much shock. I was like paralyzed. I'm like, no, because he really sold it.
So what I love about this, and I'm immediately, we just did a one of the most recent episodes we had done was the Cobra Kai season 3 review, and what I noticed was a lot of really passionate takes on whether or not Kreese, his backstory, if that justified his actions or not, or if that just gave his character just a little more depth, or if it literally changes nothing and you still hate him. No. So I'm hearing a lot of like all of this in here with Snape, and I think that's great because I think any villain especially over a series of multiple books or multiple movies or seasons needs to have some kind of redeeming quality where they're a little bit more complicated because those are the best villains. Yeah. If the villain is not complicated, I mean, and I've said this about the Star Wars thing, I love your tortured soul type of villain that like is justified and like has a motive and is doing things, and you could kind of maybe even in a world back it up and support it in a way. Yeah. I think that those are the best crafted villains.
I think there could be two point of views in debate between whether if he's a good man or if he isn't. And there's an awful lot of evidence for both sides to prove that. So I don't think there's like a right answer if he's actually a good person or if he isn't. Because he did have his own selfish motives.
Yeah, I mean, right? If revenge, am I right?
Not exactly revenge, but more like a drive.
I feel like if Snape was
like a little pain.
I feel like if Snape was anyone else, I would have forgiven him and like thought I wouldn't think he was a bad character. But like just because he's him, I absolutely despise him.
And the part where he killed Dumbledore was like,
yeah. That was
because at that time you also didn't know he was a good guy and that Dumbledore had told him to kill him. We just knew that Snape is a bad person and he's big fat meanie, like a high school bully.
Yes.
So when he killed Dumbledore, I was like, no.
That's the point of no return.
Yes. English teacher.
That was really impactful.
I love it. Okay. So let's stay there then. So there are obviously other controversial topics that have gone on, not just Snape and his backstory and him being justified in killing Dumbledore or anything else that he's done. Are there any other controversial things that have gone on that you feel strongly or passionate about? Rianna, we'll lead off with you.
I feel like people are like really hesitant. Like in the movie, people are like really hesitant to say or agree that Slytherin isn't a bad or necessarily evil house. Because like, since like, Death Eaters are in Slytherin doesn't mean that all people in Slytherin are bad, right? I feel like J.K. Rowling just like kind of portrayed it as a bad house, kind of. But since Merlin and all these other cool people went to Slytherin, it's like Slytherin is pretty cool,
Yeah.
Why do you think they get such a, well, I mean, they obviously have a bad reputation for a reason. Why do you think?
Okay. I feel like since the main villains are in Slytherin, like they don't want to include the good characters because they don't want to create any confusion throughout like all the houses.
Yeah, true.
But then again, Draco, he was also sort of into Slytherin, but towards the end, he did really feel guilty. Like, he started to change his mentality, and he was being forced into this because his parents were Death Eaters. So,
but like,
he may be like a bully and like was really mean in like Hogwarts, he didn't have bad intentions to go killing people. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't want to do that secret mission he had.
Yes. I mean, his parents weren't necessarily bad at the end either. Like, Draco's mother literally saved Harry's life.
Yeah.
I think Draco is like, I think he was forced into being a Death Eater, and at first I just didn't like him and his family. I thought they were conceited and arrogant, and like they had all that money could solve all the problems. But at the end, I realized that they were all forced into it, and I think they were just scared of Voldemort and feared him. So they just kind of like, well, if I stay as a Death Eater, then he won't like kill me or something. So I'm just going to,
self-preservation. And if I'm hearing this right, it sounds like we're keeping with a very important theme with the Monarch Experience in all 34 episodes that we've done, is that we're blaming the parents. Because that's what we do here. The Monarch Experience is all about blaming parents, blaming our own parents, but also blaming the parents of others as well.
I have one more thing to say. Okay, so I also hate Dumbledore, like, with a burning passion. Like, he made me so mad with how, like, vague and unhelpful he was. I don't care if he's, like, super wise and old. Oh my god, he sucked. Like, he knew Harry was supposed to die for Voldemort to be defeated, and he never told Harry. And like the only line that I will ever agree with Snape on was when Snape said that Dumbledore was only raising Harry like a pig to be slaughtered.
Ooh, so wait, so you're telling me that you're like, wow, we just went from like trashing parents to you're like, he was old and unhelpful. Thanks a lot, Grandpa.
Yes. He sucks.
So Jasmine, you feel like the whole like you're gonna die to defeat Voldemort is important information he should have disclosed?
Yes, because like that's like the main plot of like the last few movies. He literally risked his life without knowing he was supposed to do it, which is so stupid. Like, you should have just told him. Oh my god.
You think that would have changed Harry's mind, where he would have been like, wait, you're telling me I'm gonna die? Forget it. I'm not.
He would have been more prepared, you know? He wouldn't have to argue with his friends and like almost ruin his friendships.
But doesn't that kind of change everything though? If like you know that that's gonna happen, that you're like,
it does.
Like Harry's gonna be super sentimental at all times, like crying in Hermione's arms, like I'm gonna die when I beat him. I just want you to know how much I love you. It's like, oh my god, dude! All right, just die already.
I don't necessarily think that if Dumbledore told Harry that he was going to die, that would stop Harry, because I feel like Harry is the type of character that doesn't really care. Sometimes he can be like foolish or a little brash, and like he's brash with his decisions. So I just think he would be hesitant to complete the challenge. And also, I agree with Jasmine on the part where he wouldn't like argue with his friends and stuff, because like he knew it would happen, right?
Yeah, I think so. What I'm hearing is, it sounds like, Rianna, you're telling me that he still would have done the dumb things anyway because he's a teenager.
Yeah. In my opinion, okay, teenagers are just stupid.
No, they are not stupid. They just don't have a part of their brain fully developed. There's a difference.
Harry is repulsive, and he makes decisions without thinking about it. Like, he's so stupid. He wants to be all brave and stuff for his friends and for the world. I don't care if you want to save the world. Oh my God. Stop being so stupid.
Jasmine doesn't want a hero. She wants someone that's like grounded, makes rational decisions, weighs out the consequences.
Yeah.
Even if they're like, Jasmine, I'll save you. Jasmine's like, I don't care if you're going to save me. Dude, that's dumb. Get a life.
Yes, absolutely.
She would definitely be that type of person in real life.
Yeah, you and obviously Harry Potter would not be able to be friends for that reason.
No.
Wait, would you be in... Oh, no. Jasmine, would you be in the House of Slytherin then?
Oh, no. I wish. Slytherin is like...
What house would you be in?
I'm in Ravenclaw, according to Pottermore.
Oh.
I don't know.
Credible source.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
This is so weird, okay? So I took a test on Pottermore today just to check in, because I took a few tests before, like the same tests, and it turned out I was Ravenclaw, and then I took this test again and just selected the options that I felt that I wanted, and then...
So you rigged the test?
Yeah.
You cheated.
No, I didn't. I swear. I know who I am, because these tests, you know, internet is never right. I actually have a Harry Potter wand that I got from Harry Potter World. Speaking of which, Harry Potter World is like amazing in Universal Studios.
Never went.
Yeah, and butterbeer tastes exactly what I thought it'd be. It's like a caramel, spritey, like soda type, but it's like caramel and sweet. It tastes like really good.
I've also
Totally
been to
recommend
Harry
it.
Potter World. Like it was like one of my favorite sections in the amusement park. Like, the castle was so very pleasing to look at.
I know, right? And it has like a stimulation ride in it.
The rides were so amazing. Oh my God. I don't remember it exactly.
So Jasmine and Shreena, you both have been there.
Yeah.
Right? And did it live up to the expectations?
Yes.
Oh,
beyond.
So there's actually two parts. There's the Universal Studios, and then there's like, it goes into Harry Potter World. But you want to imagine what the entrance is like. You know how in Diagon Alley in the movie, it's so discreet. Nobody can ever tell there's a thing called Harry Potter World ever in a normal Muggle world, if you know what I mean. So
I do, actually.
Yeah. We actually were walking by and we were asking people, like, where is Harry Potter World? Like, do we need to catch a bus? Like, because, like Disney World and Universal Studios, you have to catch a bus from, like, go to one land to the other.
Yeah.
But we walked past. There was, like, this tunnel, like a brick wall tunnel. It's quite big. Right on the smack middle of a wall. And it was really old. It looked like a building. And there was nothing on it. It just had, like, a number, like a house number on top of it. And we asked people, and we're like, how do we get there? And we walked past that tunnel, like at least 4 to 5 times. And then someone's like, just go around this corner and take a right on this brick wall. And we see this tunnel and we're like, okay. We go through the tunnel and it's Harry Potter World.
Nice.
That was my first impression.
Okay. So Jasmine, what house would you be?
I'm actually in Ravenclaw, according to the Pottermore test. Like, Ravenclaws are described as creative, determined, intellectual, prideful, and witty. And, like, I don't know if I fit into half those categories, but I like to think of myself as them. I mean,
Yeah.
I can make up like pretty witty comebacks, and I also think I'm pretty like innovative and artsy. And I pride myself in being in the same house as Luna Lovegood, even though she's not my favorite character.
She's like very vague and like I never understood her.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god, Luna Lovegood is the coolest person ever.
She has such good
Oh my god.
confidence. And also, according to Pottermore, my Patronus is a bat. Bats are meant to like guide people who are in need of it, I guess. And that makes me sound super emo, but I'm not emo. Anyway,
The guiding. The bad- the
Debatable.
bad part.
I'm not emo. Excuse you. Okay. They stand for good luck,
That's too
happiness, and
funny.
transformation. And like they're also known for tracking and not look bag. And I don't know how this applies to my life nor how accurate it is, but it's still pretty cool.
On the contrary, I'm a Gryffindor. I took the Pottermore test like so many times, and I've been. Before you say it's overrated, don't even start at me.
So overrated. Oh my god.
So I've taken the test multiple times, and I've gotten like all the houses, but like I've gotten Ravenclaw almost closely as much as I got Gryffindor, but like I took it again recently, and I got Gryffindor, and I'm not gonna complain because like. Damn.
Oh my god.
Because like, yeah. But and Gryffindor means that like I am brave, loyal, chivalrous, and kind, which I'm like, cool. Like, yeah.
You're not
totally. Yeah, like I'm flattered by like my queen like traits. Anyways, in addition,
As you should.
like yeah, like I'm a queen, so why not? Like they're not wrong. So
Oh my goodness, Shreena, this is amazing. So, you know the traits I'm hearing
Yeah.
there, though, I'm like, these are some pretty good traits
I'm
to
not.
have.
It's like my Patronus is also a black mare, and like as a matter of fact, according to Google, if this is your Patronus and you have to express yourself freely and have a true and honest soul, you do not hide the truth and express your emotions well. I may have or may have not stolen a
Wait,
cookie,
which
and my mom doesn't know about it. So I don't know if that's true. So
But Shreena, I don't know if they mean like that. Like, I think you could steal a cookie and still be an honest person. You strike me as the type, and we've only known each other for about an hour and 15 minutes now. You strike me as the type that tells it like it is. Right. So I think
She's brutally
knowing you
honest.
for an hour and 15 minutes.
saying like things like, "Oh, that looks good," does not allow a person to grow. I believe in authentic, truthful compliments and feedback that will allow the person to grow and expand.
Bro.
See, that's Shreena. Shreena, that is exactly in the hour and 15 minutes that we've been talking. That is exactly how I have perceived you to be. So, and that's a compliment. That's a good thing. I think that's awesome. And hey, you're self-aware. You know that about yourself, which makes it even better. Rianna, what house are you?
Okay. It's complicated. Okay.
Oh no,
I got Ravenclaw like several times, okay? And today I took the test and it said I was a Slytherin. Okay.
I'm not gonna debate
no.
with that because, like, I'm just saying.
He's definitely a Slytherin.
Rianna, what traits that were associated with Slytherin according to this test, where you ended up with such a heinous house, obviously?
Just no words.
How dare you? It's not a heinous house, okay?
So I'm seeing sly, cunning, ambitious. Rianna, are these again? I've known you for a long time, a good hour and 16 minutes.
So long.
Do you feel like those are traits that you really, really associate yourself with? Because those are positive traits, right? I mean, never mind. Pretend I didn't say that. Rianna, do those traits describe you?
I don't think I'm cunning.
Wait, hold up.
She is narcissistic. She is narcissistic. She is rude. She is offensive.
Yes.
Wow, Jasmine, our audience can't see this, but it looked like, and maybe it will translate with the way that it comes across. It looked like you were reading off of a list. You were like, "Let me tell you all about Jasmine. I've got a list right here," and like you pull out like a scroll.
With like ink. You have to write a fast.
All right. So Rianna, let's at least let me hear from you. Do you see yourself as ambitious? Let's go with the positive one.
I sometimes.
that sounds like a no. when you're asked a yes or no question and you're like, that's I don't know.
It
okay,
depends
so sometimes
on what day it is and
So
how.
if it's like a Monday,
if you're feeling
queen, okay, then I'm like,
well, nobody's ambitious on a Monday.
I'm gonna get 100 today. Everything, okay. Other days I'm lazy as heck and I don't want to do anything, and I'm like, okay, I don't care if I fail. I don't care if I don't want, and nobody will care. Yeah.
She's just trying to make it sound better.
I like that.
yes.
Rihanna's justification
sugarcoat it.
is, if I'm understanding this clearly, like the one sentence summary of it is, I'm ambitious when I feel like being ambitious.
That's going to be my high school yearbook quote. I'm ambitious.
That should be. You know what?
I'm ambitious when I want to be.
Sometimes I feel
But
ambitious.
it speaks the truth,
Sometimes
okay? And
I
I'm pretty
don't.
sure speaking on behalf of many people out there. Many people. Including me.
And that's, hey, and Shreena,
yeah.
that's what this podcast is all about.
More
The
than
three of you are on here, but your voice represents the many, many listeners that are out there. All right, as we're winding down here, we got one more thing that I'm sure our listeners are like, all right, tell me what I need to know.
Whoa.
Tell me what I need to know.
Ooh.
We want to know who your favorite characters are. So we'll go around the horn. We're going to find out who our favorite characters are. You've waited this long. Jasmine, favorite character.
Okay,
And a
my
quick sentence
favorite
explanation.
character. My
Go.
favorite character is Sirius Black because, like, of his personality. He's such a hero, and like he's so funny, and he has a great sense of humor. Like, oh my god, I love.
Shreena, who's your favorite character and why?
I would say my favorite character is probably Snape because though like everyone's like, oh my god, Snape's so mean. Yeah, but Snape, he's like so mysterious and suspenseful, like, and he's like so cool, like dark, like the boss. But like, and he also like died in such a cool way. He died like a martyr. It's like, and like. Even nobody could ever tell he was working for Dumbledore instead of he who must not be named.
Rianna, who's your favorite character and
I have two
why?
favorite characters. One of them is Hermione Granger because she's like the most iconic person ever. Nobody could tell me otherwise. And she's super funny with her British accent. Favorite character is Sirius Black because he just is. Okay, there's no explanation needed. He's just amazing. Just
Yes.
Actually, there's
I like
a joke on that where Voldemort's like is saying to Sirius, like, "Why are you so serious?" And then Sirius is like, "Why are you so nosy?"
Oh my god.
Nice. So I think you three know your stuff, right? You're Harry Potter fanatics. You love the books. You love the movies. You have strong feelings about things, and I think that with that there comes a little bit of, well, I would have done this differently, or if I was writing this or if I was directing this, maybe I would have gone this direction. Do you feel like there's any missed opportunities or should haves throughout the series, whether the books or the movie adaptation of the books, that you feel like if you were in charge of things, you would have done things a little bit differently?
Definitely. First of all, I would never be able to even write a book like this because my imagination doesn't have such capability. So, like, hats off to you, J.K. Rowling. But if I did have that capability, I would probably change that, like, that they like include the houses Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw a little more, because I just feel like they kind of discluded them a little bit. Like, even though like Gryffindor and Slytherin are like the main rivalry, the other two houses did play a huge potential role in the plot that many people did miss.
Okay, so I totally agree with Nina, but like I have two things I would have changed. So like for the book, I would have shown more of the Marauder era. we realize how much Harry doesn't know about his parents and such, like when he looks into Snape's memory. And for the movies, I would have done a better job casting the characters because like in the book, Harry is told, yeah, in the book, Harry is told
Really?
endless times that he has his father's hair and his mother's eyes. However, like Daniel Radcliffe, who plays Harry, has blue eyes and not green eyes like Lily Evans.
The thing is, Harry Potter.
Oh.
Okay, though some of them were like a little off, like even in Hermione Granger, like her hair's supposed to be really bushy and like buck teeth. They did a fairly well job on trying to portray those characters. Like I don't think anybody could have played them better. Like though their appearances were a little weird and they didn't match completely, they gave the character justice. And also there was this thing where you said Daniel Radcliffe didn't have green eyes. They tried putting him in contacts, but he was allergic to contacts. And I don't think anybody could have played Harry Potter better than Daniel Radcliffe, even if they tried. And
he's iconic in that role.
Like the appearances pretty well, besides the eyes.
I feel like we only think that they're good because that's who they were. But I feel like if the movies originally casted someone differently, we wouldn't think that anyone else was better.
True. But they did give it justice. Like it's not like they didn't. They did fairly well.
Yeah.
They gave the character justice to who they like. I think they even said that like Hermione in the book is all like nerdy and like very. She cares about education a lot. So the person who played Hermione, Emma Watson, they had to write about their personality as the character in the movie. So Emma Watson, she wrote a 16-page essay on her character as Hermione would. Harry wrote 1 page, Daniel Radcliffe, and Ron wrote none. It fits pretty well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I do agree. Shreena, I understand. I agree with what you're saying. I also do see what Jasmine, what you're saying, that those people, those actors in those roles become so iconic and so well associated with the roles they play that you can't unsee them as Harry Potter, right? Rianna, what is your missed opportunity or should have?
I feel like they should have portrayed more of Draco's life in this movie. I know they were supposed to like portray him as an antagonist and like Harry's enemy in school and whatever, but I feel like Draco needed his own moment. Like he's so mysterious and his upbringing is like his character is so dynamic and like he changes throughout the story so much that it's just kind of hard to understand where he was from. So if we had a little more insight on his childhood and like how he felt during that time and like what he felt towards his parents and whatever, I feel like we understood the story as a whole a little more.
I don't think at the end, they even showed in the movie that he really didn't want to do the bidding for Lord Voldemort
I read
at
somewhere
all.
that like he only had like 31 minutes in the entire Harry Potter film series.
So much fun getting to talk to Jasmine, Rianna, and Shreena, who, by the way, if I can say on record, probably should start their own podcast because they were so incredible. Why not? Let's do it. With Monarch Experience, we'll create its own network of podcasts maybe in the future, and we can get like side podcasts with fantastic students like Rianna, Shreena, and Jasmine. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. For our listeners out there, you know where to find our episodes. Why even include this at the end of a podcast? iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Breaker, Google Podcasts, anywhere that you can listen to a podcast. That's where you can find the Monarch Experience. And until next time, stay safe, stay hungry. See ya.